Pregame.com.
Georgia, Florida, at Jacksonville, the greatest outdoor cocktail party. I've been known to have a few cocktails watching these games. How about you, Brian?
I'll leave it at that. I did my VR impersonation earlier. I would have said something.
This is your video best bet. Who do you like and why?
Yeah, down at the Golden Nugget before the season started, they had the games of the year, and I played Georgia +3 then. Now they're -3, so there's no value for me in playing Georgia at this point. But there is value when you take a look at the total in this game, and a lot of it has to do with how teams do or who they just played. You take a look at Florida. They played the superior defenses in the SEC of Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, and LSU. And when I say superior defenses, those are teams where their defenses are stronger than their offense. You can, for Alabama, both sides are excellent. Yeah. Tennessee's offense, they've had major problems, but their defense is still pretty good. I'm not saying Kentucky's defense is good, but their offense is bad. So they're playing all these teams that the strength of their team is their defense. They're coming off of 3 games in which they scored 6, 11, and 10 points. Now, when you're playing Alabama's defense, LSU's defense, you're going to be shut down. But keep in mind, the 4 games before that, they scored 48, 33, 39, 41 points. So when they play one of the lesser defenses, they could put points on the board. And as we saw with Georgia against Boise, Georgia against South Carolina, Georgia can score points against anybody, but their defense does have some problems. So when they get into a shootout type of situation, this could be one of those games that could go up and down the field. You rarely see that in the total game at 49.
I agree with you. This Florida, and they're getting their, I saw today, they're getting a quarterback back as well. So that's gotta help them. And like you said, value in a game. Vegas. I think Vegas is slow to make adjustments. Whenever there's such extremes like this, because Vegas looks at things. They look at. I mean, they have their set of power ratings and everything, but I don't think they go to the next level and say, like you just broke down. Florida. Played 2 of the best. We're not talking about best defenses in the conference. Right. We're talking about best defenses in the country. Vegas doesn't handicap on that level because John Q. Public doesn't handicap on that level. They're going to look and say, my God, here's a team that scored a grand total of 27 points in the last 3 games, and we've got a total like this. And when you think Georgia, Florida, you don't think your mental image is not a high-scoring game. So I agree with you. When you said you had a best bet in this one, I was like, oh man, because this is a tough ball game. Georgia, Florida is like, for this to be the best bet, where's Brian coming? And now I see where you're coming, and I agree with you.
Yeah, it's a situation. You go back the last 4 meetings, and all of those 4 meetings have surpassed this total of 49. And those are some pretty good defensive teams that they've had over the years. And Florida, they've played 3 against 3 of the top offenses, 3 quality offenses, and they're allowing 32 points per game. So this Florida defense is not as strong as it's been in the past. The offense has been held down because of the teams they have played. And Georgia, as we have seen, they can put some points on the board. So I think this is a really good spot right here to put up more than 49.
And, throw in that Florida's had injuries as well on offense. There's value. And the key in handicapping, we always say, betting sports is like stocks. You want to buy low, sell high, but you want to be ahead of the market. And right here, you're ahead of the market with the totals on Florida because they're looking at just the short term. They're not looking at all the pieces of the puzzle. I agree with you. I think you got a winner here. Bryan Leonard's total is over. It is his best bet. Speaking of best bets, you've done phenomenal with your best bets so far this season in college and pro football. You've got a big play on Saturday. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I have my Conference USA Game of the Year. I did lose my best bet last week, my 3-unit play on Navy. I talked about that in another video. But knock on wood, I haven't lost 2 of these in a row all season long. 7-2-1, 77% Conference USA Game of the Year. And you can always follow me on Twitter. We haven't done a lot on this, but at B. Leonard Sports.
Marco in Vegas. You can follow both of us, and VR and RJ's on Twitter as well, so you can get all of us. And one other quick plug, check out the forum thread. We've got a super thread, Brian, and all of us are going to be in it. We're going to go in, talk and answer questions, throughout the weekend. People can watch all of the videos. One hub, you can see all of the videos. Ask a question. Maybe there's a game, something else you want to ask about. We're going to be in there answering. And that first video you did a VR impression. I'd like to hear what the listeners have to say about that one.
I just see VR coming into that and badmouthing me.
So that'll be fun. So check that out. Check out Bryan Leonard's Conference USA Game of the Year. And if it's anything like your Mac game, that was nice. Yeah, I like that one. 42-0. So check it out. He's Bryan Leonard. I'm Marco D'Angelo. That wraps up all the videos for this week. You can check out all the videos at pregame.tv and always in that big forum thread. As always, best of luck this weekend. We'll be back next week with more winners for you. Thanks for watching.